Do you know what is the cycle that you follow? And a cycle has seasons in it. The cycle could be a 360-day cycle, like the sun, the solar cycle, right? Yes, I said 360 days. It's not a 365 days or 364 days as people would like you to believe. Then there is a 24-hour cycle, which is the common cycle that most people are forced to accept and work on, operate within, because we are supposed to be producing, you're supposed to be working and making money, and in the evening, doing whatever you do, whether it's watching TV or eating or drinking or dining or dancing or whatever it is that you do in the evenings or whenever you're not working, and you call it relaxation. And then there's sleep, which seems to be quite evasive, doesn't show up as often as you would like it to. And the quality of sleep is not that good, which means that your cycle isn't a 24-hour cycle. Yours could be a 28-day cycle. Because for most women, we follow the lunar cycle. Even when you're a child and even when you're a crone, it is still a 28-day cycle. And the masculine way of operating is the 24-hour cycle. Somebody said that, yes, you have to do that. And we think of that as the solar cycle, is the 24 days, when again, the solar cycle is not 24 days actually, but still another conversation. But then there is the solar cycle of 360 days or 365 days, whatever you want to call it. Think about these things. And what does the cycle have? It has seasons. If you think of the 365 days of the year, it has the seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter. Spring is when you're sowing, summer is when you're nurturing, then autumn is when you're harvesting, and winter is when you are resting. This summer, I had a beautiful garden and I grew a lot of vegetables. And people asked me, what are you going to do this autumn after your summer harvest? And I was like, oh, I'm going to grow winter crops because we do have um, a weather, a season where we do have tons of winter crops like squashes, carrots, beets, anything that lives underground, that grows underground, and you can do that. And I said, I'm going to let it fallow. I'm going to let the earth rest. I still do have some things growing, but not as aggressively as they did in summer. And think about it about your own life too. If you have a job, a job, then are you just going through the pattern of 24-hour cycle? Work, relax, yeah, relax within quotes, and then rest, and wake up, work, relax, rest, wake up, rest, relax, rest. Is that your cycle? And then there's the 7 day cycle, right? Because you work for 5 days and you rest for 2 days, or you work for 4 days, which is 12-hour shifts, and then you rest for 3 days. Different people, working situations come up with different cycles, and they're all geared towards one thing: profit, financial profit. Just like success is mostly financial success, profit is also mostly financial profit. That's all the society focuses on. But I recently heard that some scientists, and I don't know if this is true or no because I have nothing to back up except what I just read. I cannot quote the study, but it seems scientists injected adrenaline into redwood trees. And what happened was the trees did not go into hibernation that winter when they normally hibernate. And so they died in 1 year. And what is hibernation? It is the time to rest. You do nothing, but your entire body goes into this mode of rest and repair. So, are you resting and repairing your body, or are you going through a cycle that goes on and 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 on? And You are told that it's adrenaline fatigue and you have caffeine in the morning to keep you going, and you have alcohol in the night to take you to bed, for you to relax, to take off the edge, or whatever it is, those terms, because I don't drink alcohol, but I hear those terms. This is a very important thing for you to focus on. What are you doing to rest? How are you honoring the seasons? One of the things that I know for myself is 9 months I can work, but then 3 months I need to take a break. Because this is when I'm going into fallow. This is when I am metaphorically rotting in bed. This is when I am not distracting myself with work and being a producer, but actually allowing my creativity to soar, to emerge through me. This is how I'm honoring my soul, my spirit, and my heart, my core. How can I best show up for you in the world, for myself? What is my highest expression? And you cannot do that until you take on this rotting in bed. Just think about children. Children, babies, when they are born, they sleep. They sleep forever. And you would wonder, why are they sleeping so much? Two reasons. One, they have nothing to worry about. They don't have worries, so they can have those deep sleeps. And you can sometimes see them moving their hands and feet around, and I know it's called REM. Sometimes you see them smiling like bunnies or dogs. If you have them, you can see them when they're going through the REM state. And it is a very deep sleep state. And it's the same thing that happens for humans too. You have to give yourself that time to rest, where your brain can actually like shut off all your five senses of seeing, tasting, touching, hearing, and whatever is the fifth sense. Yeah, smelling. Yes. When you are in that deep sleep state, your five senses are withdrawn. And because your brain doesn't have to focus on that, what it gets to do is repair itself while resting. And not just your brain, every organ in your body goes through that. It gets to rest, it gets to repair your creativity. Like when you wake up in the morning, don't you get fresh ideas, like things you have been thinking about? And then you go to sleep exhausted. And the next morning, you have this brilliant inspiration. And you're like, wow, that's what I was struggling with. This is the answer. And it could be something very simple, or it could be something extremely profound. It could be your PhD project, or maybe something you lost, like your earring or something, and then suddenly because you woke up, you remember where it is and you can go get it. And as a hypnotherapist, a lot of people have asked me, can you hypnotize me so I can find out what happened, where I left it, or who took it? And I'm like, no, I don't do that kind of work, because that's, yes, I can do it, but that's not what feeds me. I do not like this one session miracles. So anyway, not digressing, but returning, and that's honoring my ADHD, is asking yourself, how are you honoring your cycles, and how are you showing up in the seasons of your life? And if you can take the whole year and break it into 52, like 52 days, 50, like, hey, 364 days, and split it into 54 days, you will notice that right before your birthday, your solar return, you don't have much energy and you don't feel like doing anything, but you still do if you have a job, or if you have a business and you think you need to do this, and so you keep doing it, but it doesn't feed you. There's an angst about it. You feel you vacillate between anxiety and depression. But your birthday comes, and right after that, you have this surge of energy, and you can think straight. And after that, after 52 days of that, what happens is your relationships blossom. You attract all these people into your life who can help you not only grow in your business, in your work, in your health, and just to have fun, whatever, hike, read, you join clubs. Then what happens is, now that your thoughts are got their time to burst through you, your heart feels satiated with all the relationships and the support that you sense around you. Guess what happens? You get into this warrior mode and you can do so much. Those 52 days, the next 52 days is just that. And then after that, after that warrior days, you are into this extreme expansion. Like you become the Midas. Anything you touch turns into gold. So much of good stuff shows up in your life. But then guess what happens? And sometimes you could misuse that time because it's so much fun. You're having fun and you're wasting your time. That could happen. And then 52 days shows up when you are like, because now it's the 9 months, right? You're thinking about, why isn't it working? And what could I have done different? Life will really bring you to that stop. It's like you're going through a hallway and the principal is standing over there like, did you do your homework? Or it's your mother outside your door asking you, did you clean up your room? Life will show up in that way in your life where it will ask you, demand of you, did you do the things that you said you would do over the last 9 months? And if you have done, this is what happens. You get crazily excited and you have inspiration for your next solar return. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and this is going to work, that's going to happen. And you get into this fall mode, this harvesting mode, because things have worked out. But if they did not work out, of course, you're struggling. But if they did work out, then you are in the harvesting season. And then what you have to do, the last 52 days before your birthday, you have to allow yourself to dream. And the only way you get to dream is when you get to sleep. You get to rest and repair. So remember, find out your seasons, find out your cycle. And if you need help with that, I'm your coach, Kea. You can always comment below and reach out to me. And let's determine what is your season and how you can make the most of your cycles to have that life you richly deserve and you deeply dream about. All right, my friend, if you like what you heard, like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, and let's meet again. And if you're listening to it in an audio format, then share this audio and let's continue these conversations of how you can honor your soul contract. Why did you incarnate in this lifetime? And how you can have more light in your life. And light means lack of heaviness. Light means lack of darkness. All right, my friend. Until next time, lots of love, lots of peace, lots of blessings. Bye for now. Aloha and namaste.